The first High Republic comic book is here, but does it bring all the excitement and action Star Wars fans come to expect, or should you leave this one at home and rethink your life? Find out next on Star Wars Timeline. Where should I start reading? What is canon versus legends? When does the story begin? The answers to these questions and everything Star Wars is right here on Star Wars Timeline. Star Wars The High Republic is a new ongoing comic book series from Marvel. Chapter 1, Trial by Ordeal, launched on January 6, 2021. It's written by Cavan with pencil work from Ario and Anindito and colors by Annalisa and Leoni. The story takes place 232 years before Battle of Yavin or before Episode 4. It's a part of an ongoing multimedia project which will include adult and young adult novels, children books, and comics. For the fans who already finished reading the excellent Light of the Jedi novel, the story in this comic takes place right before the last scene of that novel. Check out the link below for my full reviews on that book. By now you probably have a few questions. Will I miss key detail if I didn't read the novel? Should I start with the book first before I get into the comic? And does the story between the two intersect? My answer to those is no. While reading the book first enhanced my enjoyment of the comic book, they're completely self-contained. The comic book gives you all the background you need to fully enjoy it. Spoiler alert. To avoid minor spoilers I discuss here, please skip forward to the next section of the video, where I talk about my impressions of the book. So let's get into it. What is it about? This issue follows the exploits of a young Padawan, Cavan, and her final trial on becoming a fully fledged Jedi Knight. Her master, a Trandoshan Jedi called Skier, featured in the Light of the Jedi book, gives her an impossible task, testing her resourcefulness, physical prowess, and focus. I'll leave it up to you to discover whether she succeeds or not and where her adventures take her, but now I would like to move on to my thoughts and impressions on this book. I got into the new Star Wars Marvel comics right from the beginning in 2015, and while there are some amazing titles such as Kanan, The Last Padawan, and The Shattered Empire, overall I found the comic books very lacking, especially the main titles like the Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, and Vader. They left a lot to be desired for me personally. Those comics don't represent the space adventure hero's journey aesthetic very well, with some outlandish ideas like Jedi hunting Mon Calamari. You have C-3PO and R2-D2 ripoffs who happen to be assassins. You have a lightsaber-wielding stormtrooper and spacefaring Lara Croft who makes a fool out of Vader every encounter. Also, repetitive duels between Vader and Luke, who often seems more capable than he was in Empire Strikes Back, took me completely out of the experience. Lastly, as an artist myself, seeing the faces of Han, Luke, and Leia copied from the film's still shots and pasted over to the comic book panel with CG backgrounds looked very jarring to me. If you pay attention to close detail, you could see some of the pixelation on the Millennium Falcon, for example, which almost feels like a 3D object was placed into the comic book and called art. Not very cool. I'm glad to report the High Republic comic book is none of those things. In a single issue, it completely captures the magic of the Dark Horse comic books with such prominent characters as Quinlan Vos, Asajj Ventress, and Kate Skywalker. We also see a return to form with beautiful and expressive art, with exaggerated action poses, great compositions and detailed backgrounds, and very rich and warm color palette. It's like the creators used their Jedi mind trick and fixed all the issues I had with the previous comics. From the visual standpoint, I couldn't be happier with this book. Most importantly, Trials by Ordeal doesn't waste a second and start developing the two main protagonists from the very first pages, delivering a very convincing master and apprentice relationship with meaningful dialogues and valuable lessons. Short but intense action scenes work in service of the story and give you a glimpse into the main character, making her more relatable. We see Keeve grow just in the span of one issue, and I can't wait to see where her adventures will take her next. Now, I may sound like a broken record, giving all of this High Republic material is way too much praise, but I'll be sincere with you guys, I think it's well deserved. Most of the negative commentary I've seen on social media seems to come from attention seekers, people who call themselves fans, but it sounds like they didn't even really open the books to give them a chance. Don't pay any attention to baseless negativity. This comic book gets an easy 4 out of 4 score from me, and even from a fan who had issues with previous Marvel efforts, I couldn't be happier. And I'm looking forward to what the Marvel is gonna cook up next. Thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it and will consider supporting my channel by subscribing and leaving your feedback in the comment section below. Stay tuned for more awesome Star Wars reviews, and may the Force be with you.